Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Emma Armstrong.
And I'm Morgan Pagel. The social media app TikTok removed a clip that shows a man committing suicide.
We'll be taking a look at how Evangel is handling the coronavirus.
Braden Nelson is here with your forecast, and Danielle has your latest sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Right now we have Braden giving us a first look at the weather.
All right, thanks Emma. So right now the weather looks like a decent 73 degrees rather. It's a bit partly cloudy. Hopefully it doesn't feel like 43 degrees, that's for sure. Later in the day it's going to be raining, but you will get the full forecast later in our broadcast. So stay tuned for that. We got some exciting weather coming your way.
Thanks, Braden. I guess we will know more during your full forecast. Virus cases at University of Arkansas have reached nearly 1,000. On Monday, the university reported 439 new cases during the weekend. This rise occurred only days after new restrictions took place for on-campus events and off-campus parties, banning gatherings of more than 10 people. Evangel is also taking the rules to help minimize the spread of COVID very seriously. Braden Nelson is here with how Evangel is working with students who are in quarantine.
Here at Evangel, we've been adjusting to campus life with COVID-19. Everything looks a little bit different now, including classes, dorm life, and even socializing. Evangel University officially started its fall semester on August 21st. However, things aren't as they used to be. New rules and precautions have been put into place to prevent the spread of COVID-19. That includes what happens in the classroom. When asked about how the classroom has changed because of COVID, Dr. Mark Kelton, a professor in the communications department, said, "I, of course, follow the guidelines implemented by the school. I always clean the podium and computer areas when I enter and leave each classroom I teach in. I no longer do group activities in the classroom unless we can go outside. Student interaction and discussion in the classroom has decreased. That makes me sad because it is very different." He, among others, has also made accommodations for quarantine students in the form of video lectures. We then got connected with a student in quarantine via Zoom to see what's changed and how he's staying connected with campus life. What has been your favorite and least favorite part of quarantine?
My favorite part of quarantine is it does give me a break. I don't have to go to every class. I'd say about half of my classes are Zoomed in. Worst part is that it also kind of inhibits me from getting certain work done. Like, since I'm on activities board, I can't meet with people in person. I don't feel like I'm in the conversation for the meetings and stuff. And sometimes it feels like a lot of jumping through hoops just to get classes and assignments done. It's weird to say this, but it's like a whole different experience, like going to class and learning in person than it is like sitting here and working on homework stuck in your dorm room. So, I mean, I guess just the in-person aspect is probably the hardest part for me being in quarantine.
Well, campus life definitely looks different nowadays, and it's a bit more challenging, but I'm confident we can make it through. I'm Braden, and we are EU.
Thanks, Braden. KY3 recently reported that the Jordan Valley Innovation Center in downtown Springfield is set to expand. The goal of the expansion is to attract more individuals to the Springfield area, and by expanding 3 stories with more than 33,000 square feet of office space, it will likely draw more tech companies to the area. The transformation of the abandoned mill off of Boonville Avenue has already started. The total cost of the expansion is around $14 million. This is the first out of 3 phases for this makeover.
Over 25 major fires have taken over California. As of September 8th, an estimated 143,000 acres of land and more than 60 homes have been destroyed. These fires are scattered throughout the state anywhere from the northern side to the Mexican border. The counties of Madera and Fresno have been forced to evacuate due to the Creek Fire. The fire only began on Friday night and the cause is under investigation.
On September 8th, BBC News stated that Uber pledges to have an all-electric fleet. The plan is to have all taxis that are available through the app to be electric by 2040 and by 2030 in Canadian, European, and U.S. cities. This is Uber taking action for their responsibility on climate change. The company has stated that they will spend $800 million by ensuring discounts and partnering with manufacturers to help drivers switch to electric cars.
Coming up next, an interview with the winning candidate of Evangel Senate President.
And a Springfield man refusing to cooperate with police. All that and more next.
TikTok is in the progress of removing a suicide video that recently overtook its For You page. The video portrays a bearded man sitting at a desk with a gun. Multiple sources, including CNN and BBC, state that these clips originated from a Facebook Live that took place last month, which has since been removed. Creators that try to share or upload these clips will be banned by TikTok. A local man is in jail after a car chase and refusal to exit his vehicle. Workers of the Come and Go on the 900 block of South Glenstone called police about a suspected drunk man just after midnight Tuesday morning. The man left shortly after the arrival of police and a car chase ensued. The driver was stopped with spike strips at Weller and Monroe. It was 90 minutes before the man was convinced by a canine to exit his vehicle. The polls have closed, and we have Morgan interviewing the winning candidate for the election for Senate President. Morgan?
Thanks, Emma. Grant DeWitt is with us today. Firstly, congratulations on being elected Senate President.
Thank you so much, Morgan.
It is so great to have you here today. So, Grant, can you first tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your major? Where are you from?
So, my name is Grant DeWitt. I am from South Dakota, Watertown, South Dakota, and my major is middle school education. So the cool thing about that major is I get to pick 2 subject areas, and I am in social sciences and biology. I'm also involved on the cross country and track team, and I am in SMSTA, which is the Student Missouri State Teachers Association. It's a program for the education department, and I am a work study at the Center for Student Success.
Wow! So how do you do all of that and now Senate President?
I've learned how to use Outlook very well. So I put a lot of stuff into my calendar, and I found that when I keep things organized, I'm able to get a lot more done. And also last year being Senate Secretary, I had to develop a lot of organization and planning skills because I was doing a lot of behind the scenes work for the Senate. And so all that experience really didn't just develop the Senate, it also developed me as a person and made me able to take on more this year.
That's awesome. So how do you feel about winning Senate President?
I was very, very excited. I was very honored and humbled as well, just to have the students elect me and to have me be their choice. I felt very supported and loved by a lot of my friends that were sending me messages or putting posts on Instagram. None of that went unseen, and I really appreciated it. And I also felt really a little bit just excited. I know that this year is going to be really good, and it's not going to be it's not going to be an easy year, but I'm willing to put in the work with an awesome executive team and to get this Senate ready to make some changes on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you won, but I think you're going to do an amazing job being Senate President. So can you reveal some of your goals for Senate this year?
Yeah, certainly. So we actually have a couple of bills to follow up on for the year. So we will be following up on those bills and getting them implemented, as well as our biggest goal for these next couple of weeks will be a Senate retreat and getting those senators trained up so that they can come to full body meetings and really just engage to the best of their ability. And so I'd say my goal as a leader is to make every single one of these senators feel equipped to be creative in their changes that they can bring to campus.
Awesome. So I know you mentioned that you were secretary last year, but is there anything that you noticed from last year and now being Senate President that you want to do differently?
That I'd want to do differently? Honestly, I can't say that I have anything. Last year was one of our most productive Senate years to date, in the history of Evangel. We passed somewhere around 16 or 17 bills.
Wow.
And made a lot of change in the ESGA Constitution and the bylaws, as well as tangible change physically on campus. The Lewis second floor lobby now has a water bottle filler station and a water fountain, so that girls on the 4th floor don't have to walk all the way down 4 flights of stairs and across a lobby just to get some water in their own hall. So we matched we matched Lewis to look like every other hall on campus with a water bottle station in the second floor lobby. So that was a pretty big deal. We accomplished a lot, and I want to keep accomplishing a lot.
So how did you know you wanted to apply for Senate President?
That is actually a great question because it's not something I take lightly. I have a series of close friends that are very good confidants, and so I just consulted them, and I also consulted the former Senate President Maggie Kelly, and they all encouraged me. So,
thank you for joining us, Grant. Well, Braden, fall is just around the corner. Maybe some cooler temperatures as well?
Oh, definitely. We're kind of getting into a little bit of up and down in our weather, but it's mostly going to be going towards that cooler area. As you can see, it's 73 and partly cloudy, and the full forecast will be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that.
Coming up next, new tropical storms are brewing in the Atlantic. That story, along with our weather forecast, is to come. Stay tuned. Elon Musk has been spending his time rallying SpaceX fans to get behind his dream of colonizing Mars. CNN mentions that SpaceX's plans not only bring up ethical and political questions, but financial ones as well. Apollo has cost around $280 billion in today's dollars. Although Musk is worth at least $100 billion on paper, there is no real estimate on how much it would cost to colonize Mars and if there is even money to be made. On Tuesday, there was a reported tropical storm menacing the Cabo Verde Islands. According to Fox News, it has become the latest system to break records. The National Hurricane Center in Miami told that the storm is located about 100 miles west-northwest of the islands with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Tropical storm Rain, the Atlantic's 17th R-named storm, has broken the record of Rita, which was formed September 8, 2005. Thank goodness we do not get tropical storms that happen here in Springfield. Isn't that right, Braden?
That's definitely true indeed. No tropical storms here, but we do just have a little bit of weather coming up. Here's our current conditions for the day. So we're looking at a little bit of partly cloudy weather. It is currently 73 degrees with a little bit chance of rain at the current moment. Later today, it'll warm up just a tad, but it'll still be pretty partly cloudy, and you can expect a little bit more rain. So make sure to bring your umbrella out and be prepared for that. And in national scale, here's what it looks like tonight. National scale is a little bit later. So tonight, again, it's going to be a little bit rainy and a little bit more chilly. So if you're going out, bring a jacket, bring an umbrella. And then also, on national scale now, I believe. There you go. Here's what our radar looks like. As you can see, we're in a little bit of the rain area, not too much of it. So we're kind of close, and then it's going to pass us by soon here enough. But definitely in that rain zone. And again, make sure to bring your umbrella. In the national forecast, as you can see, we got some highs kind of down south of us, and we got like a low kind of like near us. So overall, we're going a little bit more low, but the temperatures are chilling down. Also, as you can see, here's kind of where we are. We're kind of in that awkward kind of warm, kind of cold, as you can see and as you may be experiencing. And also, here's the weekly forecast. So here's our 6-day forecast. We will start with Friday, where it's going to be just a little bit rainy, and then Saturday, Sunday, a little bit more partly cloudy. Monday and Tuesday, going to be a bit more sunny, and then Wednesday, it'll be quite cloudy. So you can see a variety of weather today, or actually this week rather, and you see about a high of about 82 and a low of 60. So that's our weather for this week.
Thanks, Braden. Up next, we have the latest in sports with Danielle. You won't want to miss it. Stick around. With classes starting and schools opening up across the country, it can be easy to become paranoid about the virus spreading on campus. But here at Evangel, things are looking good on paper. According to the COVID-19 dashboard, 1,367 students were tested and only
So basically
33
just follow the
came back
guidelines of
positive.
Evangel that we put out. We're doing pretty good as a campus. So try to stay with those guidelines and we can hopefully stay here and do our part to help slow the spread.
The COVID-19 dashboard also shows that there are only 13 active cases on campus as of September 8th. The use of hand sanitizer, reduced class size, and keyboard covers seems to be helping keep the numbers down. It has been more than 2 weeks since Evangel has begun classes. Danielle has the news on how it is affecting athletics. Danielle?
Hey, thanks, Emma. Evangel welcomes Caroline Clifford as the new assistant volleyball coach. Clifford brings insight to the program with impressive collegiate attributes, as well as some coaching experience at Columbia College. Unfortunately, Clifford could not show her coaching skills due to a recent outbreak of COVID-19. The virus has forced several of the sports teams at Evangel University to put a pause on their seasons. The cross-country team, the volleyball team, the football team all had to postpone activities last weekend due to the virus. The men's soccer team was fortunate enough to play their season opener against Bacun last week. Neither team scored a goal until a penalty kick was awarded to the Crusaders. After halftime, Evangel was able to score 3 more points and left the Warriors scoreless. Defeating the Bacun with a final score of 4-0, the soccer team will travel to Central Baptist on Friday the 11th to take on the Mustangs at 6 p.m. The NBA is in the midst of the playoffs. The Celtics' Greek freak re-injured his ankle in Game 4. This is making people question if he will be ready to re-enter the battlefield against the Miami Heat for Game 5 or for the rest of the series. Only time will tell. His coach said that he was getting plenty of treatment and was able to walk through some of the offensive and defensive drills. With the team last Monday, that's all for sports this week. Back to you, Emma.
Thanks, Danielle. When we come back, 2,500-year-old mummies found in Egypt and how goats are helping control invasive plant species. Stay tuned. Thirteen mummies were discovered in Egypt during an excavation, according to National Post and Fox News. Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities says that these wood coffins were found in a 36-foot deep well in Saqqara. They are estimated to be around 2,500 years old, and upon initial observations, it appeared that they have not been opened at that time.
The Mark Twain National Forest has been having an issue with invasive plants turning a grassy habitat that typical animals such as quails and turkeys enjoy into an overgrown thicket. KY3 mentions the low-tech solution for this problem is goats. The forest has partnered with a couple who owns over 1,500 Spanish goats. The goats eat the berries and other plants that compete for nutrients with the grassy habitat. All in all, it's a win-win.
Sounds like quite an interesting solution there, Morgan. Anyways, here's our weather for this week. Overall, it's kind of a little bit over the place. Friday, we can see some thunderstorms. On Saturday, we see a little bit of rain. Sunday, a little cloudy. Monday and Tuesday, it's going to clear up with a little bit of sun. And then Wednesday, it's going to be a little bit cloudy again. So kind of up and down weather. We also see that we have a bit of a high of 82 and a low of 60. So that's your weather for this week. Back to you guys.
Well, I mean, as long as we're not in the 90s, I'm pretty much good from there. And that's all the time we have for this week. I'm Emma Armstrong.
And I'm Morgan Pagel. This has been Newswatch Today. Join us again next week.